basically is the same storyline, even though years had passed in my career in between the actual films. Only about 3 years pass in the storyline, in what's happening with the phenomena, with the disaster. And so that was sort of one line of films. And then I wanted to do something about emerging media and citizen journalism, and so I got the idea for Diary. I was also a little fed up after Land of the Dead with, it was the only one that I'd made with, a bigger budget and movie stars and like that, which I never thought was necessary. I had a good time working with those guys, and but it was frustrating to have to work under a studio and not have like absolute control. And so I also wanted to try to go back to the roots and do something that I could control. So I thought this idea that I had for Diary, I could do that. I knew that I could do it for a couple $1 million. And we were able to finance it, and I was able to keep creative control. I thought it was just going to be one shot, sort of a little vacation. But because we made the movie on so little money, it wound up, even though it had a limited release, it wound up making a lot of money. And so they immediately wanted another one. So I said, okay, and what if we make another one and it makes money? Then you're going to want another one. So I got this idea in my head that I could take characters from Diary and build stories around them. And I actually have a notebook. I wrote down 3 storylines. One is Survival of the Dead, which is about these National Guard guys that go AWOL. And I have one about, there were a bunch of looters in Diary of the Dead. And I have a storyline with them. And then there's the blonde woman in Diary of the Dead that gets away, Tracy. And so I wrote down 3 storylines. And I'd love to do them. But it's going to completely depend on how Survival of the Dead does financially. But I'm ready to do them. I'd like to do them. It would be sort of like having a job for the first time. But I can't, I just don't know yet.